All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're cracking open Robin Sharma's The World Changers Manifesto. And let me tell you, it's this incredible playbook for unleashing the genius and, yeah, the hero that he says is already inside every single one of us. And it all kicks off with this idea that, well, it's going to feel really familiar. I want you to think back for a second. Back to when you were a kid. Remember that feeling? The world was just this huge, amazing place, right? Anything felt possible. But then something happens, doesn't it? Slowly, bit by bit, we start soaking up the limits and the fears of the people around us. And before we even know what's happening, their doubts, they become our beliefs. And this right here, this is the question that just blows the whole thing wide open. What if they were all wrong? Seriously, what if all those limits you've been carrying around, those ideas about what you can and can't do, what if they were never even yours to begin with? What if who you really are is so much bigger than you've ever let yourself imagine? Okay, so answering a question that big, that starts with a journey inward. And look, this isn't about scrambling to become some brand new person. Nope. It's about coming back home, returning to that greatness, that power and genius that Sharma swears has been in there the whole time. It's such a quiet trap, isn't it? It's so easy to fall into. We just start to settle. We dim our own lights. We accept good enough work, okay health, relationships that are fine. And we end up living this life that's just a pale shadow of the masterpiece we were meant to create. So what's the real cost of all that settling? You know that feeling, that nagging sense that you're stuck? That low-grade frustration that just hums in the background? Well, Sharma's point is that it's not just unhappiness. That feeling, that is the pain of your potential going to waste. It's your inner hero screaming for you to pick up the phone. All right, so how do we actually answer that call? Well, you don't just jump into action. You've got to build the foundation first. Because look, before you can ever hope to change your results, you have to completely rewire the way you think. And that brings us to the mindset of mastery. So Sharma says we're all basically operating from one of two places. First, there's the lottery mindset. This is the passive approach, right? It's just waiting, hoping, praying you'll get that lucky break. But then there's the mindset of mastery. This is active. This is you understanding that you don't wait for lucky, you make your own luck. And making that switch to the mindset of mastery, that demands a huge shift in how you see yourself. You have to, deep down in your bones, believe in your own design. This isn't just some fluffy motivational quote. It's about having a core conviction that you were literally built to win. The only thing left to do is decide to start living like it's true. Okay, so once we've got that new mindset locked in as our foundation, we can finally move from the why to the how. And this is where we get to the single most famous, most powerful habit that Sharma teaches for a total life upgrade, joining the 5 a.m. club. But why on earth 5 a.m.? Well, Sharma's reason is actually super simple. He calls it a gargantuan competitive advantage. Think about it. While pretty much everyone else is still asleep, hitting the snooze button, you get this golden hour of pure, uninterrupted quiet. It's your chance to build up your mind, your body, your spirit. You get to prepare for your day instead of just letting it happen to you. Okay, let's be totally honest here. Waking up at 5 a.m. is not a walk in the park, especially when you're just starting. And this quote just nails it, right? It's going to be hard at first, it's going to be messy in the middle, but if you can just push through, what's on the other side is beautiful. And here's the game plan. There's actual science to this. Research shows it takes, on average, about 66 days to wire in a new habit so that it becomes second nature, automatic. So this isn't about grinding it out with willpower for the rest of your life. We're talking about a focused sprint for just over 2 months to build something that will serve you forever. So what do you actually do in this magic hour? You use what Sharma calls the 20-20-20 formula. It's simple. The first 20 minutes, from 5 to 5:20, you move. We're talking intense exercise, something that makes you sweat. This releases something called BDNF, which is basically miracle grow for your brain. It literally helps you learn faster. Then, the next 20 minutes, you reflect. This is your time for quiet. Journal, meditate, plan your day. And the final 20 minutes, you grow. Read a book, listen to an audiobook, study something related to your craft. Move, reflect, grow. That's your victory hour. So that daily habit, that's the engine that's going to drive all the change. But every engine needs fuel, right? It needs a guiding philosophy. So this last part is about the big principles that guide you, not just from 5 to 6 a.m., but through your entire legendary life. And Sharma has this brilliant metaphor for focus. He calls it the 7,000 Ferraris philosophy. Think about it. We live in a world that is obsessed with more, more, more. But the real path to mastery, it's about doing less but doing it better. Ferrari, one of the most iconic brands on the planet, only makes about 7,000 cars a year. It's not about quantity, it's about focusing all your energy on a few things and doing them epically well. It is all about depth, not width. And really, it all boils down to this one simple truth. The secret to genius isn't making things more complex, it's making them simpler. So instead of spreading yourself thin across a million different projects, you simplify. You find a handful of things that will actually make a difference, and then you give them everything you've got. So, what's the whole point? After all this work, what's the end game? Sharma says that when you get to the end of your life, only 2 questions are really going to matter. It's not about the stuff you collected, it's about who you became and who you helped. That's it. The whole game is just about growth and service. And to make sure you never forget those 2 things, Sharma suggests a pretty powerful practice. He calls it cemetery walking. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's about regularly connecting with the fact that life is short. And why would you do that? Because nothing gives you clarity like remembering your time is limited. All the petty stuff, all the distractions, they just fall away, and you're left with what's actually important. And this is the exact tragedy we are all trying so hard to avoid. This idea of a life spent just getting ready, planning, tweaking, perfecting, but never actually doing. It's such a haunting thought, right? To get so caught up in stringing the instrument that you never actually play your song. We can't let our lives become just a long list of dreams we put off until later. So that's where we'll leave it. But look, this isn't just a question to think about for a minute. It's a challenge. After all of this, the final question really is all on you. The world is out there, listening. So what unique, incredible, heroic song are you going to sing?